Good morning. So here we are back again. I am just a little bit further, about 3-5 minute walk from where I did the last time lapse, and this is just the wetlands. There's the wetlands behind me. It is morning. I got up a little bit earlier today. The reason is I wanted to catch some of the night sky. I guess it's a little bit kind of just I thought the clouds might be a little bit more interesting, but it's just really a kind of, how do you say, it's just a low level cloud without too much texture. So it has been raining the last couple of days, but it doesn't seem to be really raining now. Anyway, so the idea is I've got all the stuff now today. So I've got the phone that I'm going to connect, and I'll show you how that works. It's the QDSLR app. You can get it on Android. It is not available on iOS. It's been taken down due to copyright, I think, because of the fact that it's using a non-official connection app to all the cameras, Nikon, Sony, and Canon. I also bought the field recording equipment, so I want to record some stuff. I'm going to record this time lapse on a f-mount lens, actually, the 24mm 1.8, and the reason for that is I actually, I've used the Z mount lenses for a lot of stuff, but what I find is that the f-mount lenses actually have a little bit of a classic character, so to speak. So I do prefer them in a certain way, especially for video. The 85mm 1.8 cheap lens has got a bit of a classic feel to it, and I really like it. I didn't like it when I got it. I was like, oh, this doesn't, when I bought it, it was like, oh, this doesn't look as sharp or any of that. But when I put it into video and I started filming on the Z9 originally, it was really interesting. So basically now what I'm going to do is get all of this rig set up, and I'll start running the time lapse, and then I'll go through it with you guys as to what's happening and the whole setup. So let's get to it. The time lapse, I've got it set up now, is running on this tool called, like I said, MQR, or is it QDSLR, right? And the way that I do it is I use a mobile phone, like just a plain old, really cheap, doesn't have to be at all powerful or anything like that. It's basically this, right? So I'm using this here. You can see it's taking a photo and then leaving it on here. I've got the actual setup here. I'll show you. So we have it here. It is really simple. So we have our Z8 today. And again, I do prefer the Z7 too, to be honest, for time lapses. And the reason again for that is that silent photography option. Plus, for some reason, the menus just feel a little bit easier and quicker to get around it. So anyway, this is firing away. This Z8 is firing away. There's the Nikon 24mm G f1.8. So while that's happening, basically I can now go and set up the field recorder and just keep up on the photos on this phone. So basically I can see the photos as they come through, and if I notice that something's getting like a little bit overexposed, I can change the shutter speed. I can change the where is it? Not the white balance. The ISO I'll probably reduce first, and then I'll reduce the shutter speed once I get to the lowest level ISO, and then I want to keep the f-stop just because I want to keep it milky. Oh no, actually this is a f. Yeah, I want to keep it milky, so I want to keep it at high f-stop. It's running for 3 seconds, the shutter speed at the moment. I'll probably drop it down because it will get a lot brighter and I don't want to overexpose. But I will pump up the f-stop as that happens. So I'll do that first, and then once I get to something like, say, a 14, then I'll drop the time down. I think I'd love to do like a daytime time lapse with like across the clouds to get like a really milky shot. So Yeah, but that's for another time. Anyway, today is just a practice run on this DSLR app to make sure that everything connects. I noticed on the Z9 I had problems with it because the network would disconnect. I'm not sure if the same thing will happen on the Z8 with this phone, but we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. I know the D850 did not have any of those problems, but we'll see. Well, that's not good. Maybe it's because I'm too far away. It seems to have either disconnected or it's not sending the photos. Hard to say. Yeah, that's really disappointing. I'm not seeing the photos come through. Maybe I need to reconnect, but I can't see them coming through. Maybe I can change it. I'll see if I can actually get the changes coming through. It's going through the time lapse. Yeah, well, there we go. So for some reason, the D850 was working fine. The Z9 would drop out, and it looks like the Z8 did drop out also. Maybe it's the phone. I'm not sure. I will try to reconnect. We'll see what happens. Okay, are we still connected? Connected without internet. So it's actually telling me that it's still connected. Right, so it's still connected. But for whatever reason, auto reconnect is on. But I'm not getting any of the photos coming through on the app itself. Maybe if I go to the camera. Is it -1 EV? Is it? No. Oh, okay, no, it's not. Let's see what we've got. So we've got shutters. Can we change it? I don't really want to change it now. Yeah, but we'll see. I think, okay, because we're changing it, I think what's going to happen is we're going to have to use that, what's it called, the holy grail on LR time-lapse. So MQ DSLR app and LR time-lapse. The two things we're going to use for this. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out. It might work, it might not. I'm going to leave it. Oh, yeah, I did lose the connection connected to Nikon Z8. And let's see, let's try connecting to Nikon wireless IP. Oh, failed to connect while disable your mobile data and try again. Failed to connect, that's not good. Try again, connecting. Oh no. Could have been because I walked away, maybe. Maybe that's unfortunate because what it means now is I'm gonna have to watch on the phone, on the camera, I'm gonna have to watch the exposure and just drop it down when it gets like too high, which is really not what I wanted to do, because what it does is it creates like a little shake effect, and you can move the camera around. But look, it is what it is. I will try it again. Let's get the field recorder out and do that. All right, so here we are back again. I've pretty much finished up. I had the field recording. I did it for a few minutes, about 5-10 minutes, just to get some nature sounds from around this area. The time-lapse probably didn't work out at all. I would expect that it's completely blown out now. I couldn't change any of the settings while I was doing the time-lapse. I remember on the D850 I was able to do it. So basically what I've got now is, I mean, it's still going and it's almost done, but it's completely blown out, I expect, because I wasn't able to change any of the settings. And the interesting thing is that on the actual camera, it's showing a 1F. So I have no idea why it's showing 1F there. I don't know what that means. It should be 11F, F11, right? So that's really strange. But basically, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pack everything up, go home, and then we'll just have a quick look at the time-lapse and have a chat about it. But I guess the point is that, you know, I should have done this kind of experiment separately to the, you know, the full time-lapse. I should have tried out the phone connection with this, you know, experimented with it before I went out and did this. But look, it is what it is. And I guess, you know, I'll do a few more experiments later on today to try and figure out how I can get this to work with the app. Because if I want to do like a full day, you know, sunrise, shot or a sunset shot, then it's going to need that kind of like that proper setup using the Holy Grail for the time lapse. But look, let's pack up and we'll go from there. All right, hey, I was just checking the let's see right here. Let's zoom in here. So I was just checking the exposure for video. All right, so let's get right into this. I have, I think, yeah. So I've just set up my Z7 II to connect via Wi-Fi, which it is connected right now, and I have it on manual mode to do image review, but I'll switch it to U1, user 1, and I'll just jump on here and go into, let's see, playback interval. No, we want to go into the photo menu. So basically, I'm just going to do a quick test run. So we have, just quickly so you can see here, if you can see that, that is the interval timer shooting mode. So I'm going to go into that and going to start it. So I'm starting it, and you should probably see an image review. Yeah, there we go. So it's going to run for a while. I've got this just to test the time-lapse mode on the DSLR time-lapse and figure out how I can stop it from disconnecting. So what happened was I walked away from the camera with the phone. The phone looks like it lost connection with the camera Wi-Fi, and so the camera Wi-Fi actually switches off. So what happens with, I think I've just tested on the Z7 II and the Z8, and they have a very similar type of process for connecting with Wi-Fi and how to maintain the connection. So I'm going to go through all that on a separate video on how to best set this up, you know, because there are some settings for your phone that you want to do, you know, to prevent it from sleeping, things like that. But we'll talk about that in a separate video. So I'm just looking at this time lapse that we did here. All right, so we are here back again. Let's open up the time lapse, and we have the 450 photos. And I'll get to the last one here. And if I look at this here, I'll see if I can open the source file, new folder, show file in Finder, and I'll open it with Adobe Photoshop and see if I can actually pull it down, if there's anything that I can recover. Probably not. So it looks like it's just peaked, right? So look, I can get some of it, but anything in the clouds is just completely gone. So yeah, I'll do this time lapse anyway because I think it's just, you know, you gotta take the good with the bad, right? Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, and in this case, yeah, it turned out not the best. So we'll just cancel this, and we'll quit Photoshop. Yeah. So again, you gotta take the good with the bad. I'll show you the time lapse. And I'm going to test this process on the Z7 II. I'm also going to experiment and do a video on the difference between the Z7 II and the Z8 for time lapses, so you can get an idea of why I'm leaning towards the Z7 II for time lapses. And also, you know, I was considering selling the Z8, and I'm thinking, oh, you know, I'll sell the Z8, but then I went out birding one morning and I got some really nice shots, and I'm like, wow. I probably couldn't have gotten that with the Z7 II. I think you could probably hear this clicking in the background. That's the Z7 II going off. I'll leave that going for now just to see how long this lasts with the connection for Wi-Fi. But anyway, enjoy this time lapse. It didn't end up the best. We did completely overblow the highlights, and you can't recover them. It's all white. So it's a white sky. But I'll see you in the next set of videos. I've got like 3 lined up now. So I'll speak to you soon. Catch ya. Have a good day. Bye.